Hello, good morning and welcome to day 5. So I started yesterday talking about the life-changing magic of tidying up book that I was reading. And what I wanted to tell you about that was that although the book's very extreme in her recommendations for how you declutter your whole house, is that she talks about only keeping the things that spark joy. And I decided that I would begin by going through my clothes. She gives it a list of the best way to go through your belongings. And she recommends you pull everything out from all over the house, everything that is a piece of clothing that belongs to you, go through it, and if it doesn't spark joy, then get rid of it. Now, what was interesting is that there were lots of things I was thinking, well, there's no way I could get rid of that. So-and-so gave it to me. They might be offended. Now, it might have been 8, 9, 10 years since they gave it to me. I've worn it, I've moved on from it, and that's okay. What's been really interesting about streamlining my wardrobe is that I feel sort of a burst of release. There's lots of things that I have kept that have meaning to me, and that's okay because they bring me joy. In terms of the clothes that I wear every day, I found so many, pairs of jeans that don't fit me right anymore. My body's changed, or I feel different, or the jeans are saggy, or whatever, and they've gone. So what I'm left with is much fewer items of clothing. And as well as that, I'm left with things that I love wearing. So when I put them on, I feel good. And that's kind of a really nice analogy for what the work in NLP is when you work with a coach. So we have in our head lots of thoughts that are cluttering our minds. That we're not even conscious of having. I had 5 belts, all brown, all almost identical, that I had no idea were rammed into that full wardrobe or stuffed in the back of a drawer. And seeing them all kind of together in a heap made me realise that actually if I streamlined my wardrobe, then things would be a lot easier to find. And that's the thing with NLP. Once you have someone who acts as sort of a mirror to what you're saying and makes you question the words that you're using, the phrasing that you're using, and what lies behind them, you can begin to have much clearer thoughts. I've talked a little bit already about the limiting thoughts that we can have about I'm not good enough, or I'm never going to be a runner, or whatever it might be for you. And what would your life be like if you didn't have those thoughts in your mind anymore? And what I know is that your life would be much better if you weren't constantly fighting, warring thoughts in your head. So a lot of us, in many examples, have warring thoughts, sort of parts of our mind, if you like. So one might be, I know I'm talented, versus I'm not good enough, or I'm not talented enough. So those thoughts will have come to your conscious mind because at some point they've served you. So it might be because they're protecting you. Maybe it serves you to know that you're not talented enough at some point because you have been protecting yourself from fear and hurt and rejection and all of those things. But if both parts of your mind were working together, you would have so much more clarity in your thoughts and your actions that life could only improve. So my thought for you today is to to really notice what it is that you're thinking and saying, and maybe start to write those down somewhere. Because once you're aware of them, you can start to do something about them. And there we go, day 5 complete. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.